Today we are going out on a Elkorn Safari, which departs out of the Moss Landing Marina here in Moss Landing, about 20 minutes north of Monterey Bay. And this particular area is known for a large population of sea otters, which are Vicky's favorites. So part of her birthday present, I've surprised her with this little outing today. We are going out on this little pontoon boat here, which goes down the channel out into the Pacific Ocean. And so, crossing our fingers, hopefully we'll get some great pictures of some playful little sea otters. They are called the canine of the sea because they look like little dogs with their little pups that they have on their bellies. So beautiful day today, couldn't ask for a better day. No fog, perfect temperature, and no wind, so this should be a lot of fun.
We are going to turn over to her. She's going to give you guys some more safety tips and wildlife viewing guidelines.
Her does have a name. My pronouns are she, her.
Yes.
My name is Maggie. I'm going to be the naturalist on board today. This is Erica. She's our captain. We're going to be telling you about the wildlife today. So I have a quick safety briefing I need to share with you guys. There's just 3 points. Keeps us nice and safe. So first and foremost, we ask when we are pushing off or coming back into the dock, you all remain in your seats. We ask you to remain seated pretty much throughout the tour just so everyone gets the best view of the wildlife. Yeah, for sure.
Ready to go.
Now folks, we're going to be passing through the Moss Landing Harbor here. We have commercial fishing vessels in the harbor, sports fishermen. We also have residents who live here year-round. About 10% of the boats have residents, so you can see there are some little garden boats happening, some dogs, some cats, even some chickens on board some of the vessels. We'll keep our eye out for any marine mammals that hang out in the harbor as we pass through. Some of them take shelter in here. He's sunning himself in the sunshine, staying nice and warm. When they get out of the water, our marine mammals, we call this hauling out. It's a way they can save body heat, get away from predators, and kind of relax during the daytime or nighttime, depending on when they're doing it. You'll notice on this fellow who's sitting upright, doing a little scratch, he's got a bump on his head. This is called a sagittal crest. It's a mark of puberty. So he got that when he hit sexual maturity. And the bigger the bump, the bigger the bite force of the animal, because this is where the jaw muscle is attached to. So that sagittal crest is a mark of dominance. The bigger the bump, the more intimidating it is to other males, and the sexier he is to the females. So it's a very unique to the sea lions. So there are low points where they can jump up onto some of the scaffolding and kind of worm their way across onto the higher platform. See a few more individuals. You can see they're quite vocal. They're very social animals. They're very good swimmers. They have long front flippers to help them move around. Oh, landed right on top of his buddy. Nice job. We're at the end of the breeding season. That's when most of the males traveled along the California coastline to the Channel Islands to be with the females around the area of Santa Barbara. And then after the breeding season, around this time, they migrate back along the California coastline. So we've had increasing numbers in the area. Right side you can stand if you like. Now, at a distance, otters will look like a dark line at the surface of the water with 2 bumps on it. One bump is the head, one bump is the back flippers. If there's a third bump, there's a pup sitting on mom's chest. So it's a good way to tell them apart here in the slough from a harbor seal or something else. Thank you. These couple of otters are hanging out in a patch of eelgrass. It's our predominant marine plant here in the slough. It's a grass that grows 3 to 4 feet tall, and it roots in the shallows here because we have a muddy bottom. We don't have kelp a lot here in the slough because we don't have the rocks that allow kelp to anchor. German Shepherd completely. Humans only have about 100,000 hairs on their head, to give you perspective. So it's a very dense, very warm fur, and they have to maintain it. So they have to make sure it's clean. free of any clam juice, any gunky invertebrate bits from lunch. And they also will spread out natural oils they produce that repel water, and they want to exhale air bubbles into their fur layer to be trapped in their undercoat. This helps to insulate them further and creates a nice layer of air around their body that helps keep them warm. As they're diving, they'll lose these air bubbles from the water pressure. So if you've ever seen them at the aquarium with a trail of bubbles coming from their fur, that's coming from that insulating layer of air. So that's why after some foraging dives, they have to kind of take a break, fluff up their fur again, get warm again. Once they're warm, they can continue diving. They have to groom themselves for about 30% of their day to stay warm. They have a very high metabolism to generate internal heat to make up for any heat loss between the fur layer and the environment, but that means they have to find a lot of food. So between the high metabolism and their fur, that's what's driving an otter. If an otter doesn't find enough food for a day, or it misses a day of food, it can lose up to 10 pounds. So it's very important for it to be able to groom itself and to forage every single day and night. They don't sleep continuously for 8 hours. Instead, they'll take small power naps, groom their fur, go diving, take a break, groom, and go back to sleep. So they kind of, their day is groom, eat, sleep, repeat. So, I like it. Yeah. You like it?
So after our Elkorn Slough sea otter cruise, we decided to stick around Santa Cruz and get a room here for the night. We're right down by the wharf, and we drove up here thinking that we could see the sunset, which we're going to be able to see a little bit of it. But we backed the truck up here to this beautiful part. You can see some surfers out here and rocks with the pelicans. What we didn't realize is that from like Santa Cruz south to Big Sur, you can't see the sunset because Santa Cruz actually faces southeast or southwest. It's weird, like you can't, like even here you see the sun. You'd think this is the west coast, right? But it's not. The west is way over that way, and you have to go all the way up to, some guy told us, almost to San Francisco to see it set, which is, I still can't wrap my head around it.
So we were planning to see a sunset every night, and we have not seen one since we got here in July.
Having a little picnic here in the back of the tailgate.
I guess we'll see them when we get back to Florida.
Yeah.